So, had a continued interesting conversation today about the movie Black Panther. This movie has garnered so much, or rather maybe fostered, so much conversation. One of the things that I was talking about today, as I discussed, the movie, was this idea that, what is Wakanda? So when we were talking today, so of course the one interesting thing about Wakanda is the vibranium, right? So, Wakanda is supposed to be this little tiny country, right? Has this incredible resource. What is vibranium similar to in real life, right? I mean, obviously it's a comic book, so there's going to be some stuff that's going to be, it's just going to be comic book stuff. It's going to be fantasy. All of this modern technology that we enjoy, it's made, right, by African technology, man. It's, and that's the thing about Wakanda, right? Amazing technology, right? Was that one thing we didn't appreciate in the way that the film ended. Well, one, it seems like he's in cahoots with the CIA, right? Because that's, that's the white guy in the film, right? So there's something in that too, right? Like some people are saying it brought up thoughts of, COINTELPRO and the black community's relationship with the CIA and the FBI and, these government institutions in which, people like Martin and Malcolm, either directly, indirectly, depending on how conspiratorial you are, lost their lives. And but to go back to this idea of Wakandan technology. So, at the end of the movie, he goes and he decides to share it, right, with the rest of the world. And obviously, all of this kind of technology, right, all this stuff here, it's built on African technology, so to speak. It's built on things that are only found in Africa, right? Even though, Europeans may go there and exploit it, right? Or non-Africans may go there and exploit it. It's African materials, right? So I find it's a very intelligent and witty, creative commentary. And, what would be interesting, it would be to talk with, the creators and the writers of Black Panther and ask them whether or not, was that intended? Because I found that pretty brilliant, right? So I think it's unfortunate, and this is probably just the nature of the internet, right? That you had certain people saying that Black Panther was Islamophobic. Probably isn't as many people actually saying that, but sometimes the power of the internets, can amplify, a negative voice or two where it feels like a crowd. But anyway, I just thought I would share. We were at Fudger Club this morning, and somehow the movie came back up again, and we were talking about it and thinking about how African technology, so to speak, has been shared with the world, but it's brought very little benefit, right? And then, going back to that end credit, right, that end scene, and we were reflecting on how, he at the encouragement, at the behest of, the CIA character, And even to the villain to some extent, right, of sharing Wakandan technology with the world, right? But I think that end one where like he has the support of the CIA agent guy. To me, this is reminiscent of how African resources get shared with the rest of the world, but there's somebody non-African behind the scenes, pulling the strings. Again, you look at all this technology we have today that operates off of African resources, and yet what benefit has really been brought? Our way of life in the West, right? You could say has been improved, right? We got all this wonderful beeping technology, self-driving cars, George Jetson type stuff. And yet the place where all this stuff comes from, there's very little benefit, right? So, anyway, just some food for thought. It's turned out to be quite the intelligent movie.